going to replace the clutch in this non-turbo R34 Skyline. First bolt I found hardest was this top starter motor bolt, but getting it through this point on the inlet manifold side was the easiest, with two long extensions, short extension, universal joint and a 14mm socket. Did the job. All the other bolts have to be accessed from underneath the car. It's a pretty tight job underneath too. There's not much room, so the higher you can get it on a set of stands or whatever you can jack it up on safely is the best. As you can see, there's not much room. So all the bell housing bolts, the slave cylinder, the clutch slave cylinder, and those two electrical clips to the gearbox need to come off. I found jacking the front of the motor up too until those pipes at the back hit the firewall, give us the angle to get the gearbox out, because it does hit the side of the body. Just popping the old bearing out of the thrust bearing holder. This is probably not the correct way to do it, and all you purists are probably going to see there's better ways to do it, but this is how I've been doing it for a while. It's some 30 something years, and one hasn't failed, so it still works. This old bearing was still in pretty good nick. Actually wasn't noisy at all, so but got the kit and we're going to replace it anyway. Just pop it back in. You probably should support the outer case between the two. It's probably the correct way to do it, but anyway, I'll just whack it on a piece of timber and tap it in slightly, and it eventually goes in. You're not putting that much force on it. It's all ready to go. Turn it freely. Just put a bit of grease on the inside of the thrust bearing holder, so it slides up and down the input shaft on the gearbox on that sleeve. I find the best way to get these on is to pop the arm off the slave cylinder inside the bell housing here. Take it off that ball, clip it inside, just making sure you got the arm in between that block on the back of the bearing holder and the clip behind the arm. Then you can get the angle sliding in over the top, just like that. Once you've got it lined up, and just push it back and just clip it back into the ball in there. That ball will just, the clip will just snap back into place, and you can just make sure it's sliding up and down that part of the input shaft freely, and the clips are on properly there, you can see, top and bottom. So you're underneath the car soon. So this is the new clutch plate. It's not an expensive one. It's it's just a standard clutch, heavy duty clutch. It's not a racing clutch at all, but it'll do the job. Why they paint them purple, I don't know, but it looks flash before it goes in. We're not going to do the spigot bearing this time because I haven't got a solid piece of pipe I can pop it out with. So the new one, the one that's in there, looks alright anyway. You can see the difference between the two clutch plates here.
Fucked. Good. Fucked. Good. Good. Fucked.
Yeah.
Don't burn it, boy.
I generally just get a screwdriver and just check the finger height between the new and the old one, just as another sort of check. It's got a bit of scoring, burn marks on this flywheel, but there's no score marks, which is the main thing. So the rivets from the clutch plate didn't scratch the flywheel. I'm groaning and moaning under here because I've got about half a mil between my chest and the bottom skirt of the car, but trying to line up the pressure plate here and get one bolt in. Should have put two in, because when I go to put this in, that happened.
Edit.
Yeah. I need it too. Anyway, got it past that, got it in. Yeah, like I said, just double check that the this tool fits the old clutch plate that you take out of the car, because if it doesn't, you're wasting your time putting it in, because when you go to try to push it in, the splines of the input shaft from the gearbox won't go into the new one. Just doing up all the bolts now. This is the last starter motor bolt. Done all the bell housing bolts. Go back through and put the slave cylinder bolts on, the cross member bolts, electrical connection, 2 electrical connections to the gearbox, and the center bearing on this tail shaft. Put that back up, and away we go. Tail shaft's done up, and here he comes down the road. Don't burn it out again, mate. Okay. Yeah. Right.